is Dan French here. I'm in studio with Chakits Krulsawat from Simply Vegas. This is LV Home Experts, the show. I'm also in studio with Brett Jenny. Brett, what's going on today, buddy? How you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. Just kicking on a Saturday.
Kicking it on a Saturday. It's nice weather going on right now, huh?
Beautiful. It's going to about ready to get hot, but right now, take advantage of it, right?
Yeah, everybody's always really kind of out and about now, especially after the, kind of, I guess you could say post-COVID, a little bit. Some people are going back to work. Some people aren't, unfortunately. So, Chuck, what's going on with you, man? How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. What's going on? It's good to be back.
Good to be back. We got a lot of stuff going on. This is a real estate and financing show, and we're going to talk a lot about what's going on in the real estate market here in Las Vegas. Chuck, you got any news for any of the audience out there about what's happening in Las Vegas right now with real estate?
Well, before we get started, if you guys have any questions, you guys want to call into the show, go ahead and call in at 702-257-8396.
All right.
As far as what's going on, you know what's crazy? I drove down the strip last night.
Uh-huh.
It was slightly busy, not like how it normally is busy, but I noticed that the crowd, there's no social distancing whatsoever.
No. And you know what? I think it's gone now for the most part. I think with all of the things that's happened, you see a lot of people out there that are really not taking it serious for others. Mm-hmm. Everybody's got their opinion, right?
Yeah, and I almost got beat up last night, too.
Oh, you did? Well,
dude,
really?
Yeah. I'm driving, right?
Uh-huh.
And I'm pulling up with my truck, and how, you slowly creep up at the light?
Uh-huh.
So I happened to, glance looking left, and there was this, hillbilly, right, with this truck, and there was, two dudes in it, and it was, from Arizona. As soon as I looked over, I wasn't even looking at him. He goes, "What's up?" I was like, "Oh, sorry, sir." Look straight.
Man, you always almost in a fight, man.
What's up? Nothing.
Chuck's always, looking and, what do you call it? Observing? What is it?
I guess so.
People watch?
It's like, what are you looking at? It's like, I wasn't even trying to look at you. I was just like, how you get to, literally, just turn around?
Yeah.
So it was, perfect timing. We, eye to eye, lock contact. I was like, bro, I wasn't even trying to do anything, man.
Do you cruise the strip?
Normally, yeah, I do.
Oh, you didn't yesterday, though?
No, I did.
Oh, you did? Did you see?
That's how I got in that conversation almost.
Yeah, but did you see how...
Well, my point is...
Rewind here.
Yeah, so my point is, what I'm trying to get to is that last night, it just seems like everybody's coming out now.
Yeah.
But everybody's, really,
aggressive.
It's
super
crazy.
Aggressive. I just had that scenario at the lights coming here to the studio.
Really?
I look over, some guy's just looking right at me. He's like, "Sup?" I'm like, "Hey, man."
Hey, you know what?
Trying to go make some money,
Yeah. My girl was coming home from work, and they across the street, they had some people walking across the crosswalk.
Yeah.
She's waving. She's like, "Hey, what's going on?" Everybody's whatever. All of a sudden, you see people walking past. They had guns over their shoulder. It's what the hell? Yeah, they had guns over their shoulder.
Well, this place is the Wild Wild West.
I'll tell you, man. I was just what?
Now it's all in full force.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's crazy. So, well, let's go. What's going on in Las Vegas right now with real estate? What's happening? What people want to know. Brett, you just brought it up. When's the market going to collapse, Chuck? When is that going to happen? Do you know?
No, nobody knows, man.
$1 million
You got to have
question.
a crystal ball. Exactly. Matter of fact, when I was coming here, a lady called me from Denver. She was thinking about doing a 1031 exchange on her home because she was like, the thing about it is everybody's saying the market is going to collapse. With everything that's going on with this coronavirus, didn't the market tank? Well, in the month of April, it dropped by 50%. However, home pricing has increased. A lot of people are moving, so and you also have to understand the forbearance, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because she was talking about isn't there a lot of people that can't pay their mortgage and they're going to get foreclosed on? Well, think about this: if you have a forbearance until the end of the year and it doesn't even affect your credit, why would they even move?
Yeah, no, it's a good point.
You see what I'm saying?
I think it's something that you should take advantage if you have to, though.
If anything that I've noticed, less people have put their home on the market.
Yeah,
more people have taken it off. So actually, the demand is actually more because there's less supply.
I got a question, Denise. Is this microphone? Are they clean?
She don't care.
Hey, I was just thinking about.
I'm back here working.
I was just thinking about this.
Hey,
are these microphones clean?
You'll be quarantined and
That's another department, right?
Did you get your temperature checked when you got in here? Because I got mine.
Oh, talking about that, dude. When I went to the Orleans, because our bowling league just got done, we literally just walked in, right, because I had to go get some money.
Uh-huh.
And as you pass the security guard, they got these little infrared sensor things.
Yeah.
And it shows you your temperature. It was kind of crazy. So I was like, hey, can I
Really?
take a look at it?
Wow.
So the guy took me behind it, right? And as people are walking in, you can see everybody's temperature, and there's like this little laser that like focuses on the heads as you walk in.
Wow.
So I'm like, wow, this is getting futuristic for me, bro.
Well, I think people are starting to see that, everything out there right now is dangerous. There's people who look at this, and what I get a lot is people are like, there's a guy I was speaking to that's he's actually from Europe, and he's like, you talk to some of my family back in Europe, and they're taking it real serious, and he's like, some of these people here, man, you go in casinos, and it's just like another day. And it's just like, he's like, I don't see how they're not taking it this serious as Europe's taking it.
Not until
you
get it.
I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't really go to casinos, so I really can't, say anything about that. But Brett, you go to casinos?
No.
No, you don't gamble?
No.
I thought you'd be one guy that would be missing gambling, man.
I have other vices. Just not gambling.
That's funny, man. So, what do you guys got going on with real estate right now? What's happening? I think a lot of people want to know what's going on with the housing market. Also, what's happening? Are prices kind of stagnated right now, or are we starting to go down and depreciate?
That's a very good question. So let's start off by the number of sales, and the data I have is for the month of May. So if we look for the month of May, we only closed 1,706 properties. But if we looked at like 2015, we actually closed in the month of May as 2,777 properties. 2016, 3,000 properties. 2017, 3,500 homes. 2018, 3,100 homes. 2019, 3,300 homes. So we lost about 50% of the market at that time. So obviously that was its peak when it tanked. But here's the thing, though. The price per square foot actually gone up. All the way up to $176 a square foot. But the question is, why is the price per square foot going up?
Supply and demand?
Supply and demand. Isn't that weird how that just works?
Yeah.
And a lot of people are thinking this market is going to tank, but at this point, I don't even know what is going on. It's unbelievable.
I think there's a lot of movement going on with rates, too. So people are still hey, they're not going back to work right away, but I get people all the time that says, look, I'm going back to work in a week or two. Please hold my spot. I got the application. I want to get a loan or I want to get a refi or something.
Yeah.
And it's because they know rates are low.
I have past clients calling me right now wanting to buy investment properties because the rates are so low.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a good time.
What was the last rate you locked in?
I mean, it was for an 800-plus credit score, but it was like high twos.
Still too high. I want one. Any 1%ers out there?
Can I get it from 0% because that's what they're getting?
Why don't the bank pay you and they'll get you a loan?
That's a good idea. Disclosure: we're just having fun. This is not real.
Like oil.
Oh man! So you look at what's going on with the housing market. Where's the hot spots? Is there any places right now with new homes? You got a lot of following with new homes, right? A lot of people follow you with that. So is that like the number one question? Is where's the new spot coming up with new homes? Where is that happening at?
You know what? For some apparent reason, I even got a call today. Everybody always talks about Summerlin, but there are so many other great spots throughout the Las Vegas Valley. It just really comes down to exactly what is it that you are looking for, the type of neighborhood, the price point you are in as well. But, I mean, if we took a look in Summerlin right now, obviously the price per square foot in Summerlin is $206 a square foot.
That's still high, right?
Dude, we went in April from $196 to $206 a square foot. 41 days on the market. You know how many days on the market right now? 22 days.
Wow.
What's the price per square foot now there?
The price per square foot is $206.
Yeah, I believe it, man. I was looking at single stories for an investor today, 1,300 square feet.
Wow.
And I don't care what part of the city. I mean, things are coming in. The single stories are coming in at probably $215 to $226 a square foot. Not even in Summerlin.
So, like Vegas, and if you compare Vegas to Summerlin, like obviously Summerlin's a lot more desirable.
Well, let's talk about the whole Las Vegas Valley in general. Okay. So if we take a look, the median price point for a home is $325,176 a square foot. Average days on the market now for a home is only 19 days. But if we break it down by areas like the west side, the east side, all those numbers are going to change and it's going to fluctuate. And also that's going to break down based upon the neighborhood, the community too as well. So there is a lot of moving parts. But now if we take a look at the financing part, financing consideration, and this should also be important, 11% are cash buyers, 50% are conventional buyers, 22% is FHA buyers, and 17% are VA buyers. So what this tells you is that, hey, the market is not tanking, and if you have cash, it doesn't mean that you can't come out here and beat up the seller. It is case by case, right? Depending on the seller situation. You always got to be at the right place at the right time, too, as well. So, again, it's case by case basis. However, Where I'm starting to see where you're going to get a lot more bang for your buck is really North Las Vegas, $153 a square foot.
North Las Vegas, huh?
North Las Vegas, the city of North Las Vegas. But a lot of people don't like the city of North Las Vegas. It gets criticized a lot, but there's so much new development out there. It's crazy.
You know, I just had this question with somebody else that's a real estate agent.
Yeah.
And she said, you know, it's doing well. You know, I mean, North Las Vegas.
Most of North Las Vegas is new.
Yeah, look, there's going to be bad spots and good spots. The reason why Summerlin, I think, that gets so much publicity or so much, really everybody's desiring it, is because they look at Summerlin and they look at the pictures and they look at everything's relatively new. You know, downtown Summerlin, we've talked about
Howard
this
Hughes
before.
Corporation has done an amazing job marketing Summerlin. Amazing.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
I don't like Summerlin. Do you like Summerlin?
No, I'm not a big fan.
You said you do or don't?
I don't really care too much.
I live there. I love it.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all preference. For me, it really just comes down, and I talk about this with all my clients. You have to figure out what is your lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
What is it that you're looking to do? Where are you going to work, right? Yeah. What type of community you are looking for.
Yeah.
And I talk about this all the time. Like, I live in central Las Vegas. I literally live probably less than 100 yards from the Las Vegas Boulevard, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's my lifestyle.
Do you really?
Yeah. So in my neighborhood, we have nothing but entrepreneurs in a guard-gated community. It's just a small little community, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's our style of neighborhood, and it works for me. But it may not work for somebody that has a family that's looking for a better school zone or anything like that. So that's why I say you got to really come out here, strap up the boots, right, and get with a realtor and look all over the place.
Yeah, I think for me, it's not about preference. I mean, I can definitely deal with Summerlin. It's just not my first choice. You know, there's definitely some things in Summerlin, though, that I like.
I don't like the price.
You know, well, you're obviously overpaying.
I mean, I've lived all over.
Well, you're paying for
location.
location.
At the top of Anthem, everything. It's just, I moved to Summerlin 5-6 years ago, and then once they completed downtown Summerlin, that kind of really did it for me.
If somebody came to you guys and said, hey, you know what, I want to buy a home in Summerlin, will I have a lot of competition in today's market? Do you have a lot of competition with Summerlin homes right now?
Well, you're going to have competition wherever you go in today's market. I mean, we have less than 8,000 homes on the market right now, and about almost 80% of the buyers right now, they're just coming out of the woodworks. The other 20% is just all renters. And you think about this, a lot of buyers now, they're just all out of state. Everybody's just out of state. It's just crazy.
Well, and you got also, I was listening to the radio today, and there was somebody that was talking on the radio about we're kind of post-COVID, right? COVID was going on, and people just pulled their houses, and they're scared now to put them back on the market. Are you seeing that right now, where homeowners that actually wanted to list their home and sell it, now they're a little bit cautious, a little bit scared about putting it back on? I know you got the forbearance and everything going on, but what's happening with that?
Here's the thing, with everything that's going on now, what I've noticed is a lot of people are getting a little bit more paranoid as far as showing their property, so there's a process in place. You can't just walk up in a house anymore, you know what I mean? You got to wear a mask, you can't be touching stuff, you got to be wearing gloves. I mean, there's so many rules and regulations, and now you can't even show properties that even have a tenant. You can't even do open houses.
No.
So that does restrict the home sales too as well. But, I mean, we're still trooping along forward. So, hey, guys, if you guys have any questions, call in live today at 702-257-8396. Again, that's 702-257-8396.
I was 5396. Yeah, we got you. 5396.
5396. What did I say?
I don't know. That's what she said, so I'm just going with it. So, anyways, I was going to tell you, though, when you look at some of these homes, that are being sold that's new homes, where's that starting price point for somebody that, let's say, I was talking to somebody today, and they're like, I'm approved for $275,000, and by the time that they get the home, that even considering what they want, it's over $300,000. So where's that starting price point if somebody's out trying to buy a new home right now?
In Detroit. No. Like I said, the median price point for a home for a resale is $325. But again, when you start going into certain cities or certain areas of the Las Vegas Valley, that the cheapest price per square foot right now is in North Las Vegas. So you're going to get a lot more bang for your buck. But it also depends, again, which neighborhood that you go in. So if you're looking for a brand new home, you're going to be very limited. Your options are always going to be limited, too, as well. And also, I noticed the purchase price around the $300,000. Remember, that's already 6 times the average household income here. A lot of people that are buying those type of homes, they just don't have that much money to put down. And by the time they go through the option package, they realize they don't have that much versus just buying a resale. So if you're at that price point, you may want to consider a resale just due to the fact that you're going to have more options. But now, again, if you guys have any questions, call into 702-257-8396.
Brett, what challenges do you have right now with some of your clients? What are you going through? I know there's closing costs that I get it a lot now. Hey, sellers pulled their house off the market. Now it's a buyer's market. It's a buyer's market. Is that what are your challenges you're dealing with some of your clients, would you say?
Not too many issues.
At all,
not really having any problems with closing costs, getting those paid for.
Yeah.
It just depends on the situation.
Right.
If it's a highly sought after house and it's selling quick.
Yeah.
If it's been sitting there 30 days, 45 days, then obviously you try to come in a little bit lower, ask for closing costs. But for the most part, just kind of normal sales right now.
I think it's more of educating the buyers, because a lot of buyers are like, mortgage tank, I want $30,000 off. Like, hold on. Let's put the brakes on here. Let me educate you a little bit.
Everybody's
Let me show
looking
you
for that deal.
Yeah, it's just about having that upfront conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
Educating people.
I tell you, 5 times a week I get at least.
Yeah.
Hey, so do you think the market's going to start going back the direction like it did in 2007-8? And I'm like, no.
It's a whole different market.
Yeah.
I put a YouTube video on.
The banks are healthy right now.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a great video, by the way. What's that plug?
Oh, I don't know. I think it was 2020, I don't know, Vegas something.
All right, so just go to YouTube and just...
.com.
I put out a few videos.
Uh-oh, people are calling in the wrong number here. What's going on?
Oh, my goodness. No, but what I was saying was...
it's 5. That's what it is.
What?
Hey, guys, if you guys have any questions and want to call live into the studio, it is 702-257-5396.
There you go. You got to put that... what is that?
I don't want to throw her under the bus, but somebody's handwriting.
So anyways, I was going to go back to what we were talking about. So we were talking about with the whole housing market and what's happening with these buyers, and they're getting closing costs paid. Now, I have a lot of people that are asking me, hey, is it a buyer's market? In your guys' situation, you guys think it's more buyers or sellers right now?
It's more of a seller's market.
Really?
But when you go over to the new homes, their incentives, they're giving you closing costs. But like some builders, like American West, you may not get the closing costs because they know that they have a product that is underpriced and things are moving. So I just did a deal where we didn't get closing costs, but we did use their lender, and we only got the 2%. But as far as like options and upgrades, normally we can negotiate $10,000, $15,000, but it just depends on the location.
Yeah. And you know what? I really think, I talk to a lot of real estate agents, and
the
big part of real estate, and you could probably back me up on this, Brett, is your negotiation skills. You got to kind of gauge and understand what the seller is doing, and also the seller for the most part, kind of, right?
No, you're absolutely right. A lot of people think, hey, I'm just going to get my license. Yeah. You just show them the home. Dude, there's a lot of moving parts, and it really does come with experience, and you got to go through the trials and tribulations.
I mean, I can tell you from looking at the MLS, knowing the agent, one conversation with him, I can tell you right away what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know what makes a good...
I just can.
What makes
they'll
a
go
good
back and
agent...
forth, but I know what the end result's going to be.
What makes a good agent, an agent should be able to identify problems, because you're always going to have problems when it comes to a home. Mold, construction defect. Okay, once you get the information, how do you resolve the problem? How do you speak to the seller? How do you speak to the buyer? Because at the end of the day, the buyer wants to buy the property. The seller wants to sell the property. So it's all about a line of communication. And here's the thing. A listing agent wants to work with a buyer's agent that could actually get the deal done.
Well, let me say this. So a lot of times when I'm talking to clients, a lot of them are your clients, but a lot of clients, the number one thing I get from them is they like the information, they like what you show, but then also they like the whole content part of it, probably as much as anything, because it helps people in this market. You talk about, do you think open houses are just a thing of the past now? I mean, are they ever going to come back the way that they were, or is it just they're gone?
I mean, open houses are great just due to the fact that, as an agent, you'll probably catch 1 or 2 buyers, but it is a thing of the past. I mean, we're in a whole new generation and an age where it's just content. And at the end of the day, people always research online. They just want to be informed, and that's all you have to do is just inform people.
I mean, there's you got to hit both sides. Yeah. If you're younger, you're going to have a little bit easier time adapting to maybe looking at maybe a virtual tour or something like that. Yeah. Versus if you're an older generation, have you guys had any people that maybe had some challenges with these virtual tours and how these work?
Yeah, at that point, then you got to go pick up the paperwork and drive it over there and get it signed. And
Are you pretty much doing that sometimes on Saturdays and Sundays? Because some people are old school.
The last couple buyers that I've closed on, or again contract and closed on, I literally went and did all the virtual tours myself.
See, that's what makes a good agent, because some agents won't do what he's doing. Right. You see what I'm saying?
It's the extras. It's the details.
Yeah. Exactly.
Right? I mean, that's what's going to separate you. I told him, self-leadership's a big part of being in real estate.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got to be able to...
Don't rely on the pictures and the other person's info. Let me get in there and see what's going on.
Yeah.
You just made a good point.
Yeah. So I think there, a lot of challenges for that. Obviously, everybody's limiting the amount of people that come in. Over at my company, we are now complete, everything online. We can even sign online if you wanted to for conventional loans. People don't even have to go into the title company anymore.
It's crazy, isn't it?
No, it's great.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just waving at
different
everybody,
world. I know, right?
Hey, you know what's funny? Pretty soon we'll be all out of business.
You want to meet? Just sign here.
Pretty soon it's going to be some robot.
I just bought a house and got a loan, dude.
It's like, I'm there. It's like, where you at? I'm here. Trust me, I'm here.
Dude, 20 years, man. Yeah. I only got 20 years left, so 20 more years, we're good by the time we get out of here,
Yep, I guess so.
Oh, you going to keep going? 80s, 90s?
Hey, I'm a diehard, man. I'm a hard worker. I'm a grinder.
This guy, you should, do you have a real estate tattoo or something that shows you're in real estate on your body somewhere? How many tattoos you got on your body?
I don't know. I do have a lot, though.
And not one that says, you got one that says cash flow? That's your next tattoo?
Not yet.
When did you get your first tattoo?
When I get my first tattoo? Probably like the age of 5.
Are you serious?
Like a gangster. Take a look at it.
No, that's not fun. No.
Is that Mickey Mouse?
Come on, bro.
Just kidding.
We got a caller. Go ahead and push the caller through. You there?
Hello, yes. How you doing?
How you doing?
Good. How you? I'm enjoying your show. You guys got a sense of humor on top of intellect. That's really good.
Oh, thank you.
It's just a combination, guys.
I appreciate it. What's your name, sir? I'm sorry, we didn't get your name. My apologies.
Steve. You can call me anything you want. Just don't call me late for dinner.
Steve, we're going to run with this one. What's going on, buddy?
Okay, a serious question now. Because the stock market has been is very volatile, is it true that hedge funds will be moving in if prices stabilize and buying a lot of properties, which will probably, I guess you could say, push prices up higher? Because I know each time it seems that there's a housing crisis, they move in. And I'm thinking, these big hedge funds have billions and billions in stocks. Now that the market is not so good, they might be looking for alternative sources of income.
You know what? He actually makes a good point, because I was just reading an article where they just signed this new bill when they did the stimulus, where hedge funds were able to take that money, or corporate money, they were able to take that money and buy more real estate.
Now, let me ask you this, though. It's about the return on investment, though, right? So is it really going to be a huge return investing in this market? People are staying in their homes.
Well, think about this. It's more they print more and more money, right? Now we have hyperinflation. What happens if we go into the hyperinflation at this point? So your dollar's really not worth it. So if they went out and they bought money, they got to park the money somewhere. It's better to have some sort of asset versus paper.
Tangible asset.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Can I ask you this, too, guys? Is this a economic formula, or is it just my estimation, but maybe my opinion? I've noticed, and I've been here 17 years, every time there's a housing crisis, the renters get killed. People are paying rent goes way up, because think about it. Some people are going to leave town and never come back, but they'll probably come back sooner or later anyway. You know Vegas, how it is. But the people that move out of houses they can't afford have to go somewhere, so they go into apartments. Is that one reason why the rents continue to skyrocket in this town?
I think it contributes to that, but I also know a few people. I also have a property manager that I work with, and because of what's going on currently now, a lot of the landlords are not wanting to raise rents. They're trying to just keep it steady Eddie because they don't want to put themselves in jeopardy. So that could happen in maybe certain pockets, but from what I'm hearing and what I'm talking to, and these are property managers that are signing new leases, they're trying to really kind of keep it as an even keel, maybe in a different market, or maybe in a market where people, it's not so, they're staying in their homes, so they're not really forced to do anything at this point.
Now, from my experience, when the market does tank, the rental comps does tank too as well, because if the rents are too high, then what happens is they won't be able to rent out their property. Then what happens is you have one landlord competing against another landlord, and that's just from my experience. But if we take a look at the rental market today, what initially happens is when home pricing goes up, the mortgage is high, and it's no longer affordable, then they start looking towards the rental side.
Steve, great questions. Call back into the studio if you want to. Anytime. We're going to be here every Saturday.
Guys. Enjoy your show.
Yeah, thank you guys. All right, so anyways, we'll be right back. This is Dan French, LV Home Experts, the show. We're going to cut the break. We'll be right back here in about 2 minutes.